Well, the national media has selected Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes as the Associated Press's most valuable player. Mahomes picked up 48 out of the 50 first-place votes. Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts was the runner-up. Now, the two men will be leading their teams onto the field for Super Bowl 57, and who knows, maybe one of them will be the Super Bowl MVP. So this Sunday's big game will be the first in history in which both starting quarterbacks are black. The Chiefs' Patrick Mahomes will be playing in his third Super Bowl in 4 years and hopes of becoming the first black quarterback to win 2 Super Bowls. Jalen Hurts will be playing in his first. Joining us now to discuss diversity in the NFL is Exavier Pope. He's the founder of the Pope Law Firm in Chicago. Exavier, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So what is your reaction to this historic first in the Super Bowl?
The thing, Veronica, is how understated it is. People are not acting like it's a big deal when a generation ago, we didn't have any African-American quarterbacks even playing in the Super Bowl until we had Doug Williams coming into the Super Bowl. And even he kind of backdoored his way into that role. So we have 2 starting quarterbacks in the national that are African-American. We shouldn't take that for granted. This is something that is history. We should all acknowledge it, but it's really crazy that it's only happening in 2023. And it's not that long ago that no black African-American quarterbacks, they were playing in the super big game at all. So big deal.
You're right about that. I mean, Doug Williams, that was what, 1987, decades ago now. And Exavier, the quarterback is the most important position in football, but often in the past, the NFL has tried to have black quarterbacks play other positions, like maybe wide receiver. How much do you think that's changed in the NFL today?
Well, it's changed the way that Bear Bryant started bringing African-American players to Alabama back in the 70s. Saw that those players wound up leading to winning teams. And so once we've seen successful black quarterbacks given the opportunity to play. We just saw it this year with Geno Smith, who played for the Seattle Seahawks, the NFL comeback player of the year. He gets an opportunity late in his career. He didn't give necessarily the good shot. He winds up making the Pro Bowl and taking that team to the playoffs. That was expected to be a losing team after Russell Wilson left to go to the Broncos. And so given the opportunity, a fair opportunity, African-American quarterbacks will show they're just as good as white quarterbacks to lead teams, to call plays, to make adjustments during the game, and to be leaders on and off the field.
So, Exavier, much of the focus on diversity in the NFL has been on coaching, maybe not the players so much as coaches, especially head coaches. And the NFL has really struggled for inclusion, especially at its highest levels. I mean, think about the owners, the management. I mean, why is this? How can the NFL do better?
Well, first it needs to do better in hiring coaches. Right now, there's a current suit by Brian Flores versus the National Football League in terms of coaches, offensive coaches, special assistants in the pipeline to become coaches in the National Football League, as well as the dearth in higher ups in terms of positions within those teams. And then there is no African Americans that own teams in the National Football League. I mean, this is a good old boys club, and it's essentially a white club. So there needs to be some sort of commitment to building up, supporting equity measures to be able to acquire teams. Now, we know in the past, Dan Snyder got a debt equity exception for him to acquire 100% of the Washington Commanders team. So there are ways to make sure that who owns a team and who doesn't.
Yeah, that's right. And the NFL has had 5 head coach openings since the season ended. 3 have been filled. Just one going to a black coach, D'Amico Ryans with the Houston Texans. And the league's Rooney Rule, that mandates that minority candidates do get interviewed. And they're supposed to be interviewed every time. So why aren't we seeing more? Why haven't more been hired?
Well, D'Amico Ryans probably wouldn't even have a job if it wasn't for the Rooney Rule in the first place. So I think it's important to understand that the Rooney Rule must continue to be the standard, the floor at least, in terms of hiring head coaches in the National Football League. Now, it does need to have some more teeth where they're ensuring that this doesn't, teams get around it any way they possibly can and don't really give serious consideration for those candidates. And Eric Bieniemy, he's right now he's going to be coaching in the Super Bowl, and he's still with 3 out of the 4 in the last 4 years he gets his quarterback to the Super Bowl. No one's talking about him finally getting the job that he deserves. And so there needs to be teeth into the Rooney Rule to make sure that it's not only working, but works better to be able to change the balance of equity in the National Football League.
All right, and quickly before I let you go, who gets the Lombardi Trophy? What are your thoughts?
This is going to be the most wagered on game in the history. The line has been going back and forth. I wouldn't bet on this game. I have no idea who's going to win. But I look forward to watching it and eating all the different things that come along with it, and watching commercials and watching Rihanna.
Yes, me too. You and me both. Absolutely. All right. Exavier Pope is the founder of the Pope Law Firm in Chicago. Exavier, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having me.